Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell is now preventing the new massive spending bill from passing in Congress. This is very bad news for millions of Americans. Friends, welcome back to my channel. This is your fourth stimulus check update and daily news report. I do post several times a day to bring you up to date on the latest news and information in Congress. Please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, and also in a video later today, I will be announcing the 2 winners of this week's Walmart gift card giveaway. So make sure to watch until the end of this video to learn how to enter the giveaway. The debt ceiling deal proposed by Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell put his GOP conference in a bind, with some Republicans accusing the formidable Senate tactician of folding in his standoff with Democrats and others refusing to go along with his strategy. The Senate voted 50-48 to extend the nation's debt limit through early December. But despite 3 meetings in the span of 48 hours, Republicans had remained at loggerheads ahead of the vote. During a private 90-minute meeting, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas sharply disagreed with Mitch McConnell's strategy, and he insisted he would force a 60-vote threshold on the GOP leader's plan to avoid a debt default until early December. That meant 10 Republicans would be forced to break a GOP-led filibuster in order to allow the debt ceiling increase to move ahead. There were 11 Republicans who eventually broke ranks to clear that hurdle. A number of GOP senators, such as fellow conservative Senator Ron Johnson of Wisconsin, made the case that the Mitch McConnell deal, while far from ideal, should be allowed to pass with allowing Democrats to vote for it and Republicans to vote against it. But Ted Cruz, along with his 2 allies, Senator Mike Lee of Utah and Rand Paul of Kentucky, who were not at the meeting, showed no signs of relenting.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Jan. Just a quick follow-up on inflation. So we're looking at Labor Department data. It shows that there is like a 0.9% decline in how much Americans have earned per hour on average this August versus last year. So year-over-year data when you adjust it for inflation. And so inflation is clearly eating into people's paychecks. And, you know, I understand that you're saying that, you know, and you have said this in the past, that impact from inflation is transitory, that the president will, you know, when asked how he plans to address this, we'll talk about competition issues, we'll talk about meat prices. But are there any sort of near-term steps that, you know, the White House is now thinking of taking as you look at this data that is starting to flow in? And is the president starting to get increasingly concerned, perhaps, that this is now starting to actually eat into people's paychecks?
Well, as you picked that wages piece of data, though, I think what's important to note is that the progress that the president talked about this morning is on a range of fronts, which is also important. We're at a faster projection of economic growth than we were at a year ago, far and away. The 4.8% unemployment rate is down from 6.3% in January. Unemployment claims are down 60% since the president took office. We have seen close to 5 million jobs created since President Biden took office, and wages actually went up month to month from last month to the prior month. So that's all important data. I understand we can cherry pick different data pieces from a year ago or 2 years ago, but what we're seeing in the trend is encouraging and is progress being made. As you well know, inflation is the purview of the Federal Reserve. They make projections. We rely on those projections. Those continue to say that it's transitory and will come down next year. It is also important that we address this over the long term and we address the costs. That is really what we're talking about.
The divisions over strategy and policy undercut the GOP leader's long-prized effort to maintain unity amid high-profile fights with Democrats. And it comes as Republicans are openly questioning his move, which he has privately defended as necessary to ensure that Democrats do not take steps to weaken the Senate's filibuster rules, which give the power to the minority party to scuttle the majority's agenda. Mitch McConnell has defended his approach, both in public settings and behind closed doors, signaling to all his members that the future of the Senate rules may have been at stake. McConnell had also argued that helping Democrats punt the debt ceiling crisis now undermines Democrats' argument that they do not have enough time to use a complex budgetary process known as reconciliation to lift the nation's borrowing limit. McConnell pointed out that as part of the deal, Democrats have to name a fixed dollar amount to which to raise the debt ceiling to, and they will have to own that number. But not everyone in his conference was in agreement, and the angst among Republicans threw into question whether a debt ceiling increase could quickly pass the chamber. At issue was rounding up 10 Republicans to allow the debt limit to vote to proceed, though Democrats still had to raise the ceiling on their own. Friends, the key word for this video is butter. If you are interested in entering tonight's Walmart gift card giveaway, please remember it's not too late. All you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, like this video, and also comment below this keyword. Thank you so much, friend. Now, President Biden won the White House campaigning on his Build Back Better agenda, which seeks to reconstruct the U.S. economy devastated by this crisis. The first phase of that plan was enacted in March through the American Rescue Plan. The sweeping legislation sought to tackle the immediate concerns that the U.S. was facing. The legislation approved a third round of stimulus checks, which gave all eligible Americans up to $1,400. But since then, there have been many calls for additional cash injections into U.S. households who are still struggling with the effects of this economic crisis. The first of 3 rounds was a stimulus check that was approved in the spring of 2020, which sent eligible Americans $1,200. Not long after that, boost to household income to prop up the economy experiencing the greatest rise in unemployment since the Great Depression. Not long after that, boost to U.S. household incomes to prop up the economy experiencing the greatest rise in unemployment since the Great Depression. There began calls for the measure to be made recurring for the duration of the crisis. Even after the third round of stimulus checks was passed, senators and congressional members wrote to the White House, urging President Biden to support the proposal as part of the larger Build Back Better plan. The response from the Biden administration has been muted, with Press Secretary Jen Psaki in the spring telling reporters that the Biden administration is happy to hear from a range of ideas. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told the House Ways and Means Committee, "Sometimes stimulus checks are really a good approach." Friends, if you agree with me that a 4th round of stimulus payments should be provided to all eligible Americans, please leave your thoughts and also leave a like in the comment section below. Thank you so much, friends. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me here today. I greatly appreciate every single one of you who are watching my videos. If you would like to enter tonight's Walmart gift card giveaway, remember it's not too late to enter. All you have to do is make sure that you are subscribed to my channel, like this video, and comment below the keyword. Thank you so much and have a very blessed Friday.